I'm Mungo Dark Matter, and welcome to Dark Matters. Today on Dark Matters, I'm continuing my series, or my live stream on planning out a city. And we've kind of, in the first live stream, kind of explored the area, and I put up various types of markers so I could find my way back to things. When I found this village right here, I put up this special kind of structure with lava and with beacons so that I could find it easier from a distance, particularly at night. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to build some railroads. Let's see. Out here. I'm going to start to build some railroads back here. I'm going to start to build some railroads to connect the areas together, because besides putting like different markers up like beacons and towers or stacks of blocks as markers to help yourself find things along the way, once you put railroads up or roads up, you start to connect things together so you can find your way back, because the roads or the railroads will guide you. So by putting railroads down, when you kind of do two things at once, we kind of set up boundaries, we set up paths towards things, and we also set up a railroad, which can be useful for traveling longer distances faster between places. So let's get some rails here. Detector rail. There's a powered rail. I want a powered rail. I want a regular rail. I need an activator rail. I still want a mine cart too. Alright. Now the other thing we need is we need some sort of blocks. Because we need blocks to make bridges and level out areas for the railroad. Setting down blocks is a lot of times easier than digging out, leveling out an area by digging it out. So that's one strategy to get around things. One thing you want to do is pick a block that if you're not in creative mode, you need to pick whatever block you can, probably cobblestone. But a lot of times when I'm in creative mode, I like to use sandstone, because it kind of stands out, particularly on the grass. It doesn't stand out as well on the desert. But we could use another block for the desert. Let's take some bricks too, just in case, so we can make things stand out. Alright, so this is the village right here. So I think I'll start by coming down here, and I will knock some of the stuff out. I'm going to build like a platform. Now where are we? Alright, I want to build this out, because I'm going to build a railroad on this. But we have a lot of things that we need to connect together. I like to make these 3 wide. The reason being is that you can put 2 railroads on it and still have kind of a path down the middle. Like this. That kind of gives you an option of using one track for one direction and another track for another direction. It's not absolutely necessary, but it's kind of a nicety. if you're actually building this on a server or on a realm where there are other people playing the game, it's really nice because then different people can be using carts going in different directions, and you still have a walking path in the center. Alright, we probably don't want to go through there. So what I'll do is I'm going to just turn this thing here. Now ultimately we want to fill all of these out. Let me change the time of day here real quick. I'll make it a little brighter so we can see. Ultimately we want to build these out in 3, or at least that's my plan. But as kind of a shortcut, I'm not going to build all 3 out right at this moment, all the way at least, because right now I'm just concerned about connecting the islands together. So I can put this down like this. To give you an idea of the way it will work around this with the tracks. Plus, if you flesh out the corners here with the extra tracks when you're building it, it's actually it's going to be a little bit better, because you'll have a better idea of if it will work or not. Obviously, a straightaway is going to be pretty easy to add later on, but if you have a lot of complex turns, maybe not so much. So that would go like that, and this would go like this. So we know this works. We can go back and build the rest out later. Alright, so now I'm going to go with this right here. And that's going to take a while to build that. Let's look out here. Just want to get an idea of where we want to go. Connect these different areas in different ways. For now, let's head towards that island. Yeah, we got a ways to go. One time I was doing a build and I was out on an island. It was a pretty cool island because it had a lot of resources, but it was kind of small. And I wanted to set up my base, which I did on that island, but I wanted to be able to get back to the mainland without being lost. And so I actually built this really long bridge like this, and it was three wide. And I'll go back and make this 3 wide at some point. But like I said, right now, I want to just kind of complete it or get it connecting the main areas. Doing this in survival mode, it's really hard because you have to stand just right on the edge of it and put the block down without falling into the water. And if you do fall into the water, particularly if you're over a deeper area of it, you might have to swim back to an area where you can get back up on the bridge. So that's something to keep in mind. Either that, or you have to hope you have enough blocks with you still to build a platform up to the bridge. And you know, if you're deep enough in the water, you probably won't be able to see, so that might not do you any good, so you might end up swimming back. So it's always good if you can find a chain of islands in between two bigger land masses that you want to connect together. Use those, and also makes it a little more realistic if you have those in, because you can use those to kind of build a vertical structure to hold up the bridge. Should have made it a little farther over because that's jutting out there. Let's times. Okay. We're actually almost even with this. I might want to put a turn in the track here. Now that mass over there is where, that mass of land over there is where our village is, and then you see right here is our beacon. We can see that all the way over here. And then we have this leading to our island. What I do a lot of times to make it look more realistic too is, even though I might not go all the way down to the bottom of the ocean floor, it's nice to have uprights as far as the structure looking more realistic or believable. So what I'll do is I'll go down. Oops. I'll go down. And build that like that, see? Sometimes I'll even build little tiny towers like you would have on a bridge. It just makes it look nicer. Of course, in real life, you can't just put a block up in the air like this. Nor can you float like this, like you can in creative mode. In survival mode, a lot of times you have to be a little more creative as to how you can actually get this done. Now see, as I get here to this, we're almost to there. What would have made more sense, I didn't even see this until now. This stretches out and it kind of is, it's a guideway for us. But see over here, there's a little island right here. And this is the back of this, the island with the village on it. And we could have actually gone here. And it may have made more sense to go through here. Well, that's sort of, if we go straight, it doesn't really take us straight to here. Almost diagonal. Isn't great. Alright, now maybe we can do this. That makes more sense. If we go this way, we go out past it. If we go this way, we come towards it. Alright, so that's one way we could have done it. Could do it. Let's get rid of this. Anyway, we can make these wider as well too. Problem with this is at some point we're going to have to make another turn here as well. Now, we could go here and actually move even out to those islands and back in. That's one way we could go. I think we're going to make a turn here on this one. The problem with starting at two different ends sometimes is if you miscalculate, you might get them at the wrong level. Although you can drop them a level. You can kind of stair step them down if you had to. Sometimes you do have to do that. You can see we're kind of off the ground here, so we had to figure out if we want to stair step down at some point or go to this next hill here. You can actually go pretty fast. You can go pretty fast if you just click as you're moving along. Alright, so that's connecting that. This is pretty mountainous here, so a lot of times if you have a flat area of land, you can just run the railroad across that. But along the coastline here, we don't really have that much of a choice. So now this is kind of connected via that while we're staying around the coastline. So let's go around here, see if we can connect some more. We can get kind of get fancified. Move our railroad around a bit here. Put it right out on this ground right here. So we can use the flatland to our advantage. So you know we'll go up stair-stepped blocks. Now I'm not putting any powered rails down at the moment. What I usually like to do is start to build the rail and then put the powered rails down. I find it's a little bit faster. But you certainly can put powered rails down as you're going along. So you can kind of go up stair steps with this if you want, or you can level areas out by digging them out, or you can do it by building them up as well. You can always go back later if you decide you want to level something out. So just keep that in mind. Well, let's go up here. We've totally lost our other track. Alright. Let's what direction do we need to go? Where is... oh, it's way over there. Alright, let's take a turn here actually. You know, I wouldn't hit you with the rails if you weren't in my way, Mr. Sheep. So we're going to head back in this direction more towards the shore, or this other shore. Try to get towards the bridge. Oh. Bricks in there. Fill that right in. Make a turn right here. This isn't necessarily the best design or the best way to put this railroad, but it's the easiest one for now. And as I said, you can always change it later on. Here we're going to put some blocks to fill in this area right here. Here I might choose to build a bit of a bridge. That's powered rail. I might as well leave some there while I have it. So I'm going to have to go back anyway and put powered rail down. Alright, here we go. Climbing up the hill. Ah, it's way over here. So I would guess it would make some sort of sense to turn here. Once again, I can always go back and fill in things like add additional railroads in there or additional rails. Gotta set it to daytime again. I'm gonna go ahead and Probably should have turned this over towards this higher land here. What happens if we go this way now? Oh, this is a lot higher than that. So the thing probably to do is so it could go like that. We only have one track coming from the other direction, so what we can do is we can go like this. Actually, while we're at it, I'm going to put powered rails here, because you really need powered rails in this going up a hill. So that connects that. We've got a nice start here. Actually, if we go back over here, hold on, whoops, wrong way. Got turned around there. Since we only built it out one, we have a choice of which sides we add the extra lanes to, and we've got to figure that out as we go along. So the railroads end up lining up without having to swerve them around too much. As you can see, that goes all the way back to there. We've got all that area connected, pretty much. We have some of the tracks already laid down too, which is cool. I'm just going to go over here. Connecting bridges are between these land masses probably one of the first things you want to do, even if you don't have the rails connected all the way. It's kind of cool once you get the whole thing set up and the part of the rail working, or even the whole rail working. It's kind of fun to be able to hop in your minecart and go around your entire thing. What you can do as far as the rails goes, you just go through and put them powered rails down occasionally. I think they need to be like every 15, something like that. It's good to put them up the hill, although I don't think you need them up every track on the hill necessarily. Doesn't hurt. And when you run down the track, if you find an area where you need another rail, you can just put it there. As long as the cart can get to the next powered rail, you're good. As I said, I believe the distance is like 15 maximum. I don't pay that much attention to it, particularly in creative mode, where you have as many of these as you wanted. We were building one in survival mode. Gold is kind of rare, so you need the gold to make the powered rail. So you would probably want to be a little more exact and picky, to not put them too close together. It certainly does not hurt to put them a little closer. In fact, really, when it comes down to it, I guess you could make the whole thing out of powered rails. Of course, the other thing that I forgot is that for the powered rails, we need to put a redstone torch next to them to power them up. Alright, so now we need torch. See, they light up as you put this torch towards them. You might have to put, even when they're connected together, they kind of transfer the power, but they only transfer it so far. So if you had a long stretch of these powered tracks, you would need to maybe put a couple or additional ones farther on down the line. And to make sure if they don't light up, you haven't put them in the right location. See, it starts to get duller at the end of this, so you could see how it brightens it up a little bit more. Alright, let's test our track real quick. So you can see it speed up by where the tracks are powered. This is a pretty good section of track right here. Of course, that's the end of the track right there. Now, the big question. Oh, here's another. Here's where I put another little beacon or obelisk here with a torch on top of it. Kind of a guide, and you can see another one out there towards that land. You can see that beacon right there heads towards an island where there's another village. It's not the one with the two beacons, it's just one beacon. Oh, look at that. Well, there's another beacon over here. Oh, this beacon here is actually, I believe, my spawn location. Or this location where I actually spawned. Yeah, it is. Because in this one I actually have the original marker inside of it that has torches on it. So now it's a matter of starting to connect these other islands and such together with rails. And eventually we'll have an entire rail system that will be connected together between all these. We'll have to figure out how to connect them in such a way that we can travel from different spots. So some of them we may have to get off of one to get onto the other. Sometimes you can make it so it's just a big circle that travels around the whole thing. Oh, lightning. Pretty cool. There's some Endermen. Alright. So that's it for tonight for the live stream, and I think we did a lot today. He doesn't look very friendly. We're in creative mode, so that's why I'm not really worried about these guys. I'm Mungo Dark Matter, and this has been Dark Matters. And whatever you do, enjoy playing Minecraft, and I will see you next time.